I swear, I freaking love this anime. The Genius Prince. I mean, you have freaking Prince Wine pulling an Uno reverse card on one of the princes of the Empire. Like literally, the end of that episode was literally so goat when it comes to Prince Wine literally pulling out that card from him. The prince from the Empire literally corners the princess from Natra. So he corners Prince Wine's little sister and asks for her hand in marriage. His reason and what's driving him forward is because of his disdain and his hate for Prince Wine, and because he feels disrespected by Prince Wine based on whatever history he has with him from the past, whatever stuff that he's pulled with 𝐒𝐿𝐴 before. He just has this hate for him, and with Prince Wine sending his little sister for a momentous occasion from the Empire, he totally felt slighted from that. So, because of his inner feelings and his entitlement, his thing was to go and immediately go take Prince Wine's little sister to be his own, so that way he could torture and torment her for the rest of his life to get back at Prince Wine. What a freaking like immature baby. And B, I like how he's making his decisions for the Empire based on these like very like insecure baby ass feelings. Like it's just one of those moments that I was just like, oh my gosh. But I love, love, love when he tries to corner the princess and Prince Wine comes through. He's like, oh, if it's a matter of Natra, I am here. It's like, yo, Prince Wine, I swear, like, although he's a lazy piece of crap and whatever else, he's extremely intelligent, and that intelligence really does pay off for him constantly, even if he has to kind of force himself to go do things. Because one of the things that he does enjoy is ruining people's day. Like when he can see when he can see 2 or 3 steps ahead, he's like, I have to go do this because I can see it coming. I can see it coming in the future. So he has to go do it. But I love this anime so much, and like this episode was really good. I also like how 𝐒𝐿𝐴 herself, she's vicious and vindictive and manipulative, and she has all the makings of somebody who would be a really good queen as well. But I like how her personality really lends really well to Prince Wine. And really, if he does end up with anybody, I think 𝐒𝐿𝐴 really needs to be the one. Like obviously we have Ninum and Wine's relationship and stuff, and I don't think that that needs to go away necessarily. But when it comes to political marriage, where Wine's going to have to take a queen or queens, multiples potentially, it just becomes one of those things to where, yeah, being married to the princess of the Empire, which you have the Empire and then you have your little country over here. Like, yeah, that has a lot of benefits that he's going to have to kind of weigh out at the end of the day. And the other positive is obviously he has feelings for 𝐒𝐿𝐴. He may not have like really strong romantic feelings, but he does. He gets along with her. He does like her. And on the flip side, 𝐒𝐿𝐴, she's able to reciprocate those feelings, but then 10 times them, because she does have very romantic feelings towards Prince Wine, and she does get along with him, and their personalities do complement each other. They're both pretty tenacious, and they both play. They both are able to play chess very well. They both are able to play 4D chess. Now, would the relationship kind of be them doing that to each other a lot? I think so, but I think it'd be a fun relationship to kind of have. So I really think that, ultimately Prince Wine will eventually have to make a decision, because, he can't be the prince forever. He's going to have to be the king of Natra at some point, because whatever is going on with his dad, because you have to remember, I think they introduced it in the early on in in episode number 1, where his dad's sick and he's not able to run the country at all. And they haven't really touched on his dad like at all. So his dad may not pass, but he's going to have to, give over the crown to Prince Wine. And at this point, based on all the things that Prince Wine has done to make Natra in the conversation, so much so that the Empire cares about Natra's stance on who they're going to back and where they're going to be, like at this point, yeah, Natra has solidified itself as being a superpower, or like super important within the world. So he is going to have to take a stance, and his dad's going to have to give him the crown so that he can take over from a king's standpoint eventually. What does a king need? Obviously, a king needs a queen. So I think Nineveh can still be, in his service, whether she ends up being another queen or whether she ends up being a concubine or whether she just continues to be subservient to him just based on an employment standpoint. But their relationship continues as it is, being very close knit, being family, being very close to each other like it is. I think that is a completely okay situation. Outside of that, though, the rest of the episode was really just focused around, the princess and her, gaining additional knowledge on how another nation functions and how they have people leading certain things that are going on. It is a merchant city, so they have merchants, they have representatives, they have people deciding on governmental issues and governmental policies. So I think a lot of that can translate over to Natra in the future, and I think she could be a leader, a point leader for some of these policies that they could also introduce, with having the people lead some of the decisions that are made in the country outside of just king makes decision and a water falls down, or king and his people he has around him make decisions for the whole country. I think that having that more what do you call it, having that more people leading facet could really benefit any country. So I like that she's gaining that knowledge and that confidence to be able to kind of convey that. So hopefully that's something she can take back to Natra and be somebody who kind of pushes that narrative forward. So overall, really enjoying Genius Prince. Episode number 8 came to a conclusion today. I can't wait for episode number 9. I get excited every single week when I know I get to watch Genius Prince. It's one of my... this anime is definitely one of the ones that I definitely look forward to. I get my breakfast or a banana or coffee. Right now I have coffee and a banana, and I come down and I sit and I just watch, and I'm just like, yes, this is awesome. So I'm gonna leave you guys on those thoughts here. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments down below. Let me know what you think Prince Wein's Uno reverse card he pulled out, what it was gonna end up happening between him and the Prince of the Empire. And immediately he won. So let me know what you guys think was going to happen next episode. All right, my friends, I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.